Hello, folks. I want to talk about my interview experience with IMEG, or I should say, the lack of interview experience. And here's what happened. I gave the gist basically. I received an email from a woman named, last name is Griffith, Stacey Griffith of IMEG, and she emailed me, sent me a LinkedIn message saying that she wanted to interview me for a senior structural engineer position in San Francisco. Well, she literally screwed that up. I could tell that she was like Stevie Wonder on a honey trip because she missed everything when it came to that. So anyway, I took the interview because and asked a bunch of questions, and then the conversation came up. In the conversation, Stacy, and you could hear this for yourself. I posted it online so people could hear it for themselves. During our conversation, Stacy admitted that the jobs that they post are either they're non-existent or they're for internal candidates only, which I believe is a big disservice for the clients, for potential employees, because you're literally wasting your time, and I don't think you should be doing that to somebody when they're, get their hopes up high and then there's no job. And the only way, the Wall Street Journal did an article recently where they said a lot of, a third of the jobs that are posted are fake. Okay? And that's just not right. Well, during our interview last week, Stacey Griffith wanted to make things right, and I honestly believed her. And her exact words, which you'll hear on the recording, on the interview last week, which I posted on YouTube for everybody to hear, is that she would personally get back to me to address the situation. Well, that didn't happen because Stacey IMEG sent me a rejection email saying that the position had been filled. That, quote, there were lots of candidates. There's a problem with that because Stacey Griffith is a lying sack of crap, because in our conversation she admitted that the position is closed. How does that work? Did you just make up candidates? I don't know. That must have been one hell of a way to interview them quick if you went from Friday to Monday, from Friday to Monday, because it just doesn't make sense. But I'm a little upset with her because she broke her word, and also she wasted my time. That's the most important thing. You're not going to be able to get it back. And I'm a little upset about it because I was promised one thing and gotten something else. It's just not right. And, this company went in the media saying we can't find people to work for us. Well, the problem is the recruiters. They don't want people to work. This company, they don't have a problem. They bet you complain they can't find people to work for them, but they sure as hell have no problem finding people they can exploit. I don't know how many people they wasted time on with their fake jobs that they posted. And in the past, I've tried reaching out to Nancy Essman, who's their head HR person, to find out what really is going on, and I got no answer from her. Made several calls, got no answer. And I wanted to hear her side of the story before I did make this video, this podcast video, YouTube thing. So, and the reason I'm doing this is because I don't want anyone else to go through what I did. And Stacey demonstrated, she's a liar, or either that or doesn't know what's going on in her own company. Because for all I know, the jobs could be fake. If she imagines lots of candidates interviewing for a job, I can only imagine if the jobs are fake too. And they're too busy. I believe it's probably too busy buying up companies to really vet the candidates they're hiring. If you're doing that, and I've went through their, one interview process. One interview I went through them. They made a promise to call back. They didn't. Another time, I applied for a bunch of the openings. Never heard back from IMEG. And this thing with Stacey, excuse me, Stacey Griffith, where she admits to posting fake jobs or the jobs online are for internal candidates only. That's just a big waste of time. Imagine, I'd like to go with Stacey Griffith. I would like to take her logic and send that to a car dealership. If a car dealership advertised a car for $20,000 and Stacey Griffith went to the dealership and didn't find it, how would Stacey Griffith feel? Stacey would probably be screaming it's false advertising. Well, recruiting experiences and the jobs on the IMEG website are like this, apparently. And I don't trust people that can't keep their word. Yes, I understand there's issues with any company. You're growing big, trying to hire. But with a 3% unemployment rate, you shouldn't be treating your candidates like crap. I'm sorry. They treated me like crap before. Another position I applied for, I got an email from another one of their recruiters said, would you asked me, it was for the San Francisco office, would you like to interview for it? I said yes. And then a minute, after I sent the response, the recruiter told me the job is canceled. It's like, what's going on here? And the only thing I can figure out is they're using candidates, so they can be, so they're being exploited. And and it's a little hard for me because Stacey says she's a dog owner. Stacey Griffith should ask herself, would she treat any dog like this? Because that's sad, And I'd like to ask Paul Van Dyne, the CEO of the company, if this is what he intended. I don't know if it's the recruiting division. I don't know if it's the engineers. I have no clue. And I think that blaming the whole company for this is wrong because there could be good people in the company. And they could be doing good work, for all I know. But I wouldn't know it based on my recruiting experience I just had with Stacey Griffith. I wouldn't know. And that's the only part I get to see. And that's not fair to the hardworking people that work there, the secretaries, the drafters, all them. That's not fair. I got to experience the worst part of that company. And that's compliments of one Stacey Griffith. And, she couldn't figure out who I was. Apparently, she kept apologizing. I posted a job that was fake, that I gave you the wrong job, Does Stacey just not read resumes? Before she calls people up on them? For all I know, they probably fill out a candidate. They've already given a job to a candidate and is probably asking, somebody to apply, then later checking off the box saying, yeah, we got all the candidates we could to fulfill affirmative action requirements. That's the only reason I can think that they're doing this. Again, IMEG recruiter Stacey Griffith has shown that she has no trouble finding candidates she can exploit. And this is a little upset when people can't find work. You've wasted their time. And IMEG has no problem with that, apparently, thanks to Stacey Griffith. Now, if Stacey wants to be the big girl, the big woman, and apologize and make it right, I'm all for it. If Paul Van Dyne wants to call me and ask and tell me how he plans on addressing the issue, I'm for it. I want the issue fixed, honestly. That they not post these fake jobs. Because it just makes it maddening. And also, what a lot of people don't know is that's why the interviews get recorded now. So that people can see, whether the jobs are real or fake. And I wouldn't want to wish it on anyone to waste their time. I can't get the time I wasted back. But if I can get it back for somebody else, then I'm okay with doing this. Letting everybody see what they've done. Now, if Stacey Griffith wants to apologize and do the right thing, I'm all for it. But I don't know if that's going to happen. Because when you screw job seekers over, they're going to remember it. I certainly remember the company. And the other thing I do is I find out what businesses they've worked with and don't do business with them. And this is going to come in very handy. For Stacey Griffith, she's going to learn a very hard lesson about this because people like me have very long memories. And we can do things, for example, I've done this in the past. I've called up politicians, showed them what they've done, and I've gotten companies banned from doing business. In other instances, I've gotten politicians thrown out of office because of the companies they did business with. One company did a fake job opening. It was the city of Fremont, California. They called me in for a plan review position years ago. And I was told to shut my mouth when I asked how it was being rated. And the mayor got angry because when she ran for state senate, in California State Senate, I made sure everybody knew what she did. And she ended up losing that election. And I kept reminding people, if Lily May exploits people like me, imagine what she would do to her own constituents. So I'm not going to play that game anymore, And if I have to tell people who they should and shouldn't be doing business with, that's how that's going to work, you know. And it's kind of sad, It's really interesting because where they're located, which is in the Quad Cities, it's called. I've worked with a few of one of the TV stations, the sister station, and they vetted my resume better than IMEG did. That's right, better than IMEG. The fact that she can't figure out from experience, can't figure out from a license, should be, she shouldn't even be in recruiting, in my opinion, based on what I've seen so far. It's a cluster show. And I'm getting, panic attacks from this, because I'm nothing but angry on recruiters, and the like. And I'm blaming Stacey Griffith for this because she lied to my face. And it's something I will never, ever forget until she, it's hard for me to forgive someone that lies to my face. It just is. One of Leroy Jethro Gibbs' rules from NCIS is don't be nice to the person that just sucker punched you in the face. And the thing I'm worried about the other employees and what they could be going through. They could be overworked. From some of the Glassdoor complaints, they're overworked. I'm getting a lot of that. And the recruiters could address this issue by actually hiring people. But I think the reason they're doing this kind of business of interviewing people for fake jobs is for job security. And I think that's wrong. And I think IMEG should be doing something else, giving them, once the jobs are filled, give them something other than the recruiting part of the company. Let them do other stuff. I'm all for that. If it keeps them, okay. But Stacey Griffith, if you're listening out there, I'm dismayed. I feel deceived. And I'm going to make sure this isn't forgotten. And if you think this is over, try again. Because it won't be over. And this is going to blow up in your face big time. And I'll tell you the story of a recruiter that jerked my chain years ago. And then when she left the company, she contacted me and told me to quit showing off the emails where she screwed up the recruiting scheduling. And then at the second company, she was fired. And she was trying to sue the second company for wrongful termination. What this woman didn't realize is I had the emails where she treated me like shit. And I gave those emails out to the attorneys that were for the company that she was suing for wrongful termination. She ended up losing her case big time. And it was bad because the attorneys for her wanted me to keep quiet about it. And I told them I refuse because of what she did. There's nothing she can do about it because emails are forever. Now, if Stacey wants to get the big girl pants on and fix this, okay. I wanted to find out honestly, if the system was blocking my resume, but, with Workday, but I guess we're not going to find that. I'm not going to find that out because of what Stacey Griffith did. And, IMEG, I knew some of the companies, here in California. They bought quite a few companies, and I looked up to them. Now I'm not going to look up to them because of what just happened. And it's disgusting in this age of recruiting where I have to, call out companies publicly for their actions. It really is. You shouldn't have to record people to make sure they keep their word. I've been subjected to it many times where I've been told, we're going to have an interview and it never gets set up. You don't forget that. You never forget that. Because, you don't trust people anymore. And you don't trust recruiters. And I don't know why that is. And I think, honestly, with companies, because of Stacey Griffith, I think we should get rid of recruiters and companies. And I think there needs to be a national licensing system on them. Also, if a recruiter does the behavior that Stacey does, they need to be held liable. That means they need to be held, garnish their wages, garnish their take their tax returns away, put levies on their homes. I don't care. They need to learn that this behavior is not acceptable. Apparently, there's no penalty for it right now. So, as it is, I'm going to come up with some laws, and we're going to enact. One of them, I'm calling for a national licensure for recruiters, that they have to take a test before they do the job. Period. And they have to be registered with the state. We have that. It's sad an engineering company has this with their engineers, like myself, but they don't have it with the recruiters. They need some kind of ethical test. You know, and that sucks that they're allowed to scam job seekers, like Stacey Griffith did. You know, and if Stacey wants to fix this problem, she's more welcome to call me and address it. You know, you know, but if she waits like this one recruiter I publicly shamed many years ago, she called me 2 years later and asked me to quit making fun of her because it was causing her not to get work. Nobody would hire her. And Stacey Griffith needs to think about what she did. This isn't the 1960s in sex where it's, consequence-free actions. Stacey Griffith needs to understand that actions have consequences. And if she wants to fix it, okay. If she doesn't, she's going to get outed everywhere she goes. And I'm very good at letting everybody see what somebody did. Just like many years ago, I put yellow signs in the shape of a lemon on my car because the New York Attorney General refused to assist me. So when I put those lemon signs on the car and publicized it, I bankrupted a car dealership. That's right, I bankrupted it. And I also got rid of the New York Attorney General that refused to work on it. And I ended his political campaign. He was forced out of public office because of that. And one of the things I did was hammered him on it. I went on radio shows, called him up, and he couldn't get away with it. So if you're listening out there, Stacey Griffith, I would recommend you fix the problem before it costs you and your company money. It's a lot cheaper for everybody to do this. It shows that you can fix a problem. I think that's important. You're a big company. IMEG's a big company. I would like them to see the problem get addressed. Maybe something on the recruiting website would be good. That, yes, this is an internal job, so people don't waste their time and get their hopes up high. It would also cut down on the number of people applying because now you've cut down the number of applications in the system. Would you rather go through 500 resumes or would you rather go through 50? Just don't waste your time, and then just don't waste my time. I'm just really fed up. I'm really fed up with being treated like dirt. And Stacey Griffith is proof of this. How I was, it sounded nice when it started, and then, the rejection letter came after she said that she would get back to me personally. Of course, she's going to lie. Recruiters lie the moment their lips move. And I've got hundreds of instances of those, that's why all the documents get recorded and transmitted now, and also I'm helping other people, because of Stacey Griffith, if she's listening out there, I'm helping other people know what these scams look like so they don't get hurt. Because a lot of us are getting sick of this. Wasting our time. Some people even waste gas and, food, days of travel. And these companies just don't care. And we're getting fed up with it. I'm getting fed up with these companies lying. It sucks, and they don't care how people feel. Yes, they're a company, but don't call me and ask me to interview and then jerk my chain. Because when you do that, you're going to be remembered forever. And Stacey Griffith is about to be remembered forever. And if she doesn't like it, Stacey, you should have thought about it before you did that to me. You made a promise and you lied. And you're not going to be forgotten, Stacey Griffith. Not ever. And anywhere I go, that information is going to be forever. It really is. I don't forgive and I don't forget. And I wouldn't be surprised if she sends her attorney telling me to shut up about this. Well, the problem with an attorney is they don't investigate, what happened. So that's why it's being recorded for that reason. You know, that's why I'm disgusted by, HR professionals, and recruiters like Stacey, because of what happened with Stacey Griffith. And it's not going to be forgotten. It will never be forgotten what she did. And if I have to keep showing it off to get the problem fixed, so be it. I put yellow lemon signs on a car and did this for 6 months with the dealer's name on it. If I have to get laws passed because of Stacey Griffith, that's what's going to happen. If I have to, get tax breaks taken away from people and businesses, that's what's going to happen too. Because I'm not putting up with it anymore. I'm not putting up with my time being wasted. You don't want me to pay my student loans? Fine. Then you're not going to have a business. And you're not going to be forgotten. Ever. You can claim all you want that you care. Back it up. Talk is cheap. And this, if Stacey wants to reach out, I would recommend she do reach out and try to fix the problem. It's a lot easier on her. It's a lot easier on everybody. Because I want to see whether they address the problem. Because even good businesses have problems. And when they have problems, how they address it is going to show me whether they're a good business. That's how this works. And I'm looking forward to hearing from Stacey Griffith about this issue and how she's going to resolve it. Because people need to see that people are going to take, like me, or I'm going to be encouraging others to take a stand. That this isn't going to be happening anymore. I'm sorry. Stacey, you dove into it. You didn't know, your left hand didn't know what the right hand's doing. Fix it. It's a lot easier, everybody. Fix it. Fix the issue. Show me you can solve a problem. Because apparently somebody didn't think. Apparently, IMEG has shown me with that response that I got from the rejection letter that they are, quote, reality impaired. They don't know what's going on. They really don't. From what I've seen, so maybe their engineering is good. I don't know. But I wouldn't know based on the response I got through an email. And there are a lot of people reading this, believe it or not. They're laughing at IMEG right now because of what Stacey Griffith did. They now know who she is. So if Stacey's listening, I suggest you address this issue. I'm all ears here. I'd like you to tell me what you're going to do about this. And we don't want you to, if you're listening, Stacey, I don't want you to dread coming to work when people come in and complain. That sucks. That's not going to resolve, that's not going to resolve the issue. And it's not good for Stacey Griffith hearing this. It's not good for your health. Not at all. Who wants to come to a workplace where they're treating the applicants like shit? Nobody I know. So Stacey Griffith, give me a call. We'll figure this out. And we'll be talking to you later. Bye.